Greetings, Tracy Tigers, and welcome to this week's edition of Principal Talk. I'm Mr. Bull.
And I'm Mrs. Lackey.
We're so excited to see you this week in March. The weather has been beautiful. You've been able to get outside, and we've been noticing those Tracy Tiger traits. Let's begin this program with our Tracy Tiger Pledge. Together.
I respect you, and you respect me. I am responsible so all can see. I choose every day to act kindly. Always a Tracy Tiger I will be.
And you know, as Tracy Tigers, we are respectful,
responsible,
and
and
kind. As I said, we are excited. Spring break is coming. You can feel it in the air. You've worked hard on taking the MAP test last week. Thank you once again for that. And this week, I know your teachers are going to be going over the goals and how much progress you made, or if there's some areas that you can improve upon. So with that, I turn it over to Mrs. Lackey to share a little bit about seconds.
Well, this month we've been talking a lot about friendship skills. If you remember, we started with inviting to play. We talked about playing fairly, and last week it was about making amends. This week's topic is on handling name calling. So at Tracy, we have a rule about being respectful.
And of course, we know that it's not respectful to call people names that hurt their feelings.
If someone calls you a name, you can ignore the person or speak to him or her assertively.
You can also tell the person that it's not okay to call you names.
If the person doesn't stop calling you names, you should tell an adult.
Saying kind words to others always will help you make friends and keep friends.
I think that's great advice because we've all been in situations where we've heard someone calling a name, and it's important to be assertive, and if it doesn't stop, to always ask for help from an adult. So I think that's a really important life skill.
Definitely, and that can be utilized not only in the classroom, at breakfast and lunch, also out at the recess, on the bus, and even at home.
Let's do a little bit of growth mindset. We have these brains back with us this week.
We do. I'll take the gray brain.
I took the growth mindset brain. So we have our growth mindset and we have our fixed mindset. We're looking for a couple more examples of growth mindset statements and fixed mindset statements from our Tracy classrooms. So if you have time, maybe at recess, jot down a couple statements so we can sort those with these brains. We love to do that. Do you have any examples, Mr. Bull?
I do. So, you know, it's math time right now, and it's really, really hard. I can't do it.
That's definitely a fixed mindset.
It's the gray brain.
I think you could turn that around and say, I'm going to do my very best on this math right now, and I know I will get smarter each time I work at it.
I like that. And you know, just coming off from taking MAP testing for both reading and math, I know a lot of you are sitting there and some of those questions you didn't know. You just didn't know yet, and you persevered and pushed through, and you were able to complete the assessment. I know your teachers are going to go over those with you, and then of course we ask you, maybe you can share some growth mindset statements with us for next week's broadcast.
Sounds great, and I know we have a lot of practice with our PSSAs coming up. It's very important to have that growth mindset during our practicing and also when we start to take those assessments. So we'll look for more examples from you so we can sort these next week. It's always one of our favorite parts of Principal Talk.
Definitely, and that also got me to thinking about, we're going to be playing bingo at the end of the month, and I know that your teachers have already got it set up with you. You had your buddy activity last week where you were talking about being respectful, which goes along with what we're doing here in Second Step. But also you each have a chart that you're trying to complete that you want to make sure you're earning your way to bingo, and that is the day before our spring break. So count on that. If you made a few mistakes, that's okay. Plenty of time to correct those, because with growth mindset, you just haven't gotten there yet. I think it's joke time.
That's great.
Don't you
yes.
think?
Yes, we have Chloe from Mrs. Newsham's class submitted this joke to us. A little musical joke. How do you wake up Lady Gaga?
Now, Lady Gaga, she's that person that sings on TV, and she's got kind of blonde hair and just fun. And this is the answer to that. How do you wake up Lady Gaga? You poker face. Get it?
That's
one of her songs. Oh, it's a good one.
Thank you, Chloe, for that joke. That was an awesome one.
Love it. Any jokes that you can get from Mrs. Lackey or I to read on the air, please be sure that you send those along. So with that, Tracy Tigers,
have
a great Tiger Day. Bye-bye.
Grr.